Okay, I want to say hello again everybody, it's only me, Wilshire Richard. In this video I'm just going to talk about something, okay, about invincibility basically in the martial arts. First of all, no human being is really invincible unless he is, avoiding negativity, to the fact that, that he is literally not in the picture, when there's negativity or danger or conflict, when you are not there, when you are off the line of fire basically, and you are when you are in another place, then you're invincible basically. When you've got your focus on the target and the door's open for you, but you can see the enemy's openings, but they can't see yours, all this, So the enemy's in your line of fire and you are off the line of fire, you're not even visible on the radar, it's proper stealth. I think you can understand what I'm talking about. I think you've probably guessed already what I'm getting at. It's the ninja or the ninjas, right? Again, now people in this day and age may not have a clue what I'm saying, what I'm talking about here when I start, because this video is about a certain topic, right? Now you know me, Wilshire Richard or Richard Clark, I love my martial arts, I love all martial arts, I do. But I've said this over and over again, I've gone over this subject so many times, and we've gone over morality, we've gone over all of that, okay, skills and self-defense and what techniques work better in different situations. We've gone over so much over the years of me making videos, and it's all a learning thing too. It depends on the individual, but it's undeniable, okay? It's absolutely undeniable, and it is absolute that if you want to be more invincible, or let's put it another way, if you want to be more of a winner instead of being a loser in life, you're going to have to be, you know what I mean? You don't want to be a human punch bag. You don't want to be a target there to be struck by people. You want to be able to hit your targets. In terms of the way of a warrior, I'm talking about in life. Now, life's not about war and fighting, absolutely not. But because we have these uncontrollable forces of evil, it's by themselves, from nature and that, you got human beings totally out of control, and whatever forces you might have against you. That's why we have developed martial arts. That's why most human beings' minds are on guard all the time, and that's why many people act so negatively, and that's why we do have war, fighting, conflict, arguments, whatever with people. It all comes from the fact that a lot of people are on edge, a lot of people are out of control, and this is it. It's like road rage on the streets. You can't have like perfect pure system grids. Different people driving at different speeds. Now what I've been looking on Yahoo, right, they've got like people talking again about like automatic driven cars, cars which can drive themselves, and big trucks that can drive themselves and stuff. Now to me that's absolutely stupidity, fucking bullshit. I don't want to go too much off the subject again, excuse me, but I'm just saying, right, that it's like, if you had a perfect system, you can never have anything perfect, but it's like anything. It's like, if you had a perfect system where all of the cars on that track, let's say, on the street, were all driving within safe space, between each other, and there was like automatic driven stuff, then maybe, but it just so happens that, we've got people on the roads, so anyway, go back to the subject. What I'm saying is, it's like life, the traffic of life in general. What I'm trying to say, it's like the flow of people moving around in the world, trying to find what they want in life. Their minds just all over the place, and we're just like we're just bumping into each other's viewpoints all the time, and then your language kind of gets scrambled, like I'm saying now. So fighting is totally, wrong. We know that, right? Too many people don't know that, and they will justify anything. You've got people finding infinite ways to justify things in this life, like their actions and their thoughts. And there's people trying to unjustify it, like to put it, put it down. So what I'm trying to say is, you're really well speaking about this shit, but it's like the ninja, right? The ninja's way, I believe, stealth and pure invisibility, okay, being invisible, being unseen is the way to go. That's more the way to be invincible. Now you want to be there but not there, right, as such, or you might want to be like not there but there. You want your presence, you want to have influence on the world, or you want to be, you don't want things to have control of you, you want to have control of what you want to do. So if you want to have this kind of ability, you've got to make sure that you that these other forces or other human beings are not controlling you, right? So the only way to do that is by controlling, to make it so that you are invisible, that they don't see you or they're unaware of you there. If you tell somebody you're going to attack them, then they're going to be on guard. They might come and attack you first. If you seem like a threat, people are going to try and attack you first. The same way as if you seem like you're weak or quiet, people might come to attack you first. But then again, people have got their own mindset, and you just don't know when someone might lash out or when someone might have a nasty thought in their mind towards you. You just don't know. People are unpredictable sometimes. Okay. While others are like very predictable sometimes. But it's like, to me, okay, being realistic now. I've said this before and I've gone over this before. But right now in my life, more than ever, I feel this is really, I have to do it. I mean, this is really the way to go. Be more like a ninja, you know what I'm trying to say? So a martial artist in the world in general is a human being, a superior human being, someone who's trying to improve themselves on all levels and respect life. But, what we're talking about is human beings in general. Do it this way. Is the best way, I feel, for your survival, in terms of survival. Combat in terms of morality, not being beaten down by immorality. So when I'm saying ninja, I don't mean dress up like a ninja in a mask and go and try to attack people and kill people. I'm not talking about that, no. What I'm saying is being invisible to the eye, in the eye, or being off the radar in terms of any dark negative force which is going to try to stop you from reaching your goals, right? If you are putting yourself in the line of fire of something which will prevent you or affect you, in a negative way, from preventing you from, getting your goals, then what's your goal of what you're doing right now, and do you really believe in it? If not, then you're wasting your time and you're risking yourself. So you've got to cut from all viewpoints to whatever's possible to you. Try to see more every day. It's like you've got to cut down all the risk factors, basically, to the best of your ability. So never put yourself in the line of fire, because it's stupid, right? Never let the opponent see what you are going to do or what your goals are. Never let them know. You have to control them in that way. You can't control somebody by just proving to yourself, to them trying to prove that you are bigger and louder than them and you can shout, or how much knowledge you have, or showing them all your weapons, your guns, if you're a soldier in the battleground, for example, showing your muscles, showing how strong you are. It's not always about shouting or trying to get into a fight and just prove it. You can't. It's always going to be slower. It's always going to be slower. So in life, you should be trying to do positive, okay, not negative. You should be trying to do good things for yourself, but you don't want any interruptions, you don't want people fucking you up. So the best thing to do is try to practice the invisible. The yin and yang, the yin-yang theory, the reality of, things where there's a space. You like water you flow where there's a space. If you are water, let's say, you flow into an empty space where there's a space. When something is in the way, like a rock, you flow around it, whatever. But you see what I'm trying to say, yeah? It's like, man, I don't know what to say to you. It's like you have to just be invisible. But it's like, they say all warfare is based on imagination and deception. So use your mind to use mind games and confuse people, or act practice acting in certain ways, study how people speak and how they act, study the world around you. But definitely, invincibility lies in invisibility, I believe. If the opponent can't see what you're doing, if whatever, you know what I mean, that's it. Then you're unstoppable, right? If you can run, that's what they say. That's what they said, like, you know, the Shaolin man or a Kung Fu man is that they said is that can do the impossible. Whatever, you know, he can listen for, he cannot be heard, looked for, he cannot be seen, touched, he cannot be felt. That's it. He can walk through walls, they say. Shaolin, this is what they're talking about. Back in the day on Kung Fu TV series, David Carradine, TV series, talking about things like that, and this is literally true. How can you go in stealth? How can you know, go undetected? How can you go run through infrared beams and stuff without being seen? It's literally this. It's how you learn to control yourself. So, if you are early, the early bird catches the whatever the fuck they say, yeah. So you've got to be the one that's first there. You've got to be to the point. You cannot be letting any language or anybody, any kind of give off to what the actual truth is. As long as they don't know, you will never miss the target. As long as that target doesn't move, you see what I'm trying to say, yeah, off of where you want it to be, or as long as you know what I'm trying to say, yeah. As long as you don't leave bait there, as long as you don't, I'm going to say to you, you know what I'm saying, it's you that's affected, it's you, that's why they say it's absolutely you who is in control of your destiny. It's you that can get what you want. It's like the world is just sitting there waiting for you. Again, just saying this now is bringing back my mind, bringing back making more clearer in the Matrix, for again, giving me more ideas from the Matrix. When Neo is saying to Morpheus in the Matrix, he says, "What are you saying? Are you saying I can dodge bullets?" And then Morpheus says to Neo, "No, I'm saying that when you're ready, you won't have to. So you won't even need to make a move. It's like bullet time. You know, everything just stops, that froze, and everything's there for you to pick off. You don't need to run through your life or waste time or worry about it. Everything is there. It depends on you, where you are, your alignment with everything. So this is the science again of martial arts. But you're the one who's putting things there. You don't. If you want something, you don't put barricades in front of you, do you? And challenges in front of you to slow yourself down. You know, you don't tell everybody, "Oh, that's my money in that room. I'm going to go and get it now. I want it." You don't, or you don't say. You don't talk about something every day. I can do this and I can do that. I've got money so I can buy. I can, because then they know and they can say, affect you. But if you go and do these things, which let's put it another way. A lot of the things you've done in your life, a lot of this successful stuff, let's say, where people have probably praised you, for example, maybe, or looked at it, or been surprised. People are usually surprised when they see something that they never thought could happen, they never imagined could happen, because they never had any knowing of your ability at all, and then it just comes to them at a time when they weren't ready at all. You know what I mean? So that's what's got to be. If your opponent's ready, that's not good, is it? You know. So this is the reality. So I think the best way in life in future is you could plan things out, they work, read from Life Better, and train to kind of ninja kind of psychology, logic, and try and study and plan out, for different events and things you're going to do in your life. But always, do focus on your target and avoid any other confrontations. That's what it's basically about. It's not about proving to people. It's not about how they see it. Remember, it's about you getting what you want to get done. And it's not about you had plans, and then you meet with a group of people, and then it turns into a massive argument, and people are shouting across the table or something. It's not about that at all, right? It's not. You cannot say your goals are to let another person understand you either. Sadly, you say, what? In this society, you've got to. You've got to make a good impression, first impression. All this stuff, I'm telling you, all of this is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose from what you do. People are different, that's what I'm saying to you. You might say, well, I'm talking shit, because you can read it to a certain extent, and it's proven. Look at what's been done before. All this is BS, right? Nothing is as unique as you. You are unique, and every moment of your life, whatever action you take, whatever is, you can do something now. I can do something random now, or say something that nobody's ever done. Just because of this very fact, that counteracts the anything else people can say against this point. So you've got an idea now that nobody's thinking of. You go for that target right now. Cross that street quickly before. Don't tell everybody. That's the way to go. So ninja way is the best way to go. I'll tell you that. Okay, so that's my subject there. Talking about ninja type tactics again. Alright, I'll say there. But use martial arts in a positive way. Don't use it in a negative way. Now I want to say, before I leave you on this video again, I'll make another video when I get time, alright? I want to just say to you, please excuse me for looking a mess in my hair and that. I just woke up earlier on, it's really hot here in the tropics, to where we are, South China, as I say. Keep it martial, everybody, thanks for the support. I want to go, before I finish this video, I want to also say something else. I want to cover something on the last. I made another video recently, on the hard talk topics about real martial arts and the best martial arts. And I was talking about like skills and toughness and things like that again, covering my views on that and what the best martial arts are, and then going back and reviewing about the ancient stuff compared to the shit they're putting out today. But what I'm saying is though, the ancient ways are the best. But one thing I wanted to say, okay, which I'm going to say now here too, another thing. Get on with it, Rich. I know it's like basically what I want to say is basically. True martial arts, right, I believe, and this is a kind of example, true martial arts back in the day were beyond, or before it was punching and kicking. And that's something that people cannot contemplate. You are not going to be able to understand what I'm saying there. Not just the spirit and the heart and the mind and the soul, all that, maybe you can just about grasp that idea of your wires and up, it's not. But I'm saying in terms of combat, right, it was before any grappling, it was before any form of Mike Tyson ear biting, before any kind of physical, what you can imagine in terms of fighting, like punching with a fist, punching, before the punch or the kick came into being in martial arts, you know what I'm trying to say? There was something there, and I'm not talking about a certain various magical strike or something. I'm saying that it was deeper, I'm saying. It was deeper than a punch or a kick, and how to throw it, and how to block it, and then different martial arts started developing. It goes beyond that. You got no idea, a lot of people out there today, have a clue what I'm talking about, but the ancient people would. Nowadays they just got MMA, and they just complain about this or that, and there's a lot of confrontation in the world in general, and we're living in a world where people are just becoming more, it seems like more like morons, the way the world, automatic cars, fuck that, automatic toothbrush, automatic bum hair cleaner, whatever the fuck they're coming out with, man, these days, it's unbelievable. And the stuff I see online, I mean, look at the psychology of people, selfie sticks and all this. Look at my face. What are you fucking talking about, man? But I'm being real, okay? The people in this world today are living on another planet. They're living on an absolute different realm, and I feel so shocked every day to see the way people carry on. The way people carry on with their fake attitudes, with their fucking, going out drinking and all this shit. The way they live in this junk, shit up life that you feel is a life. Martial arts is a pure self-understanding. It's teaching yourself to be a better human being from studying nature. But people in this world don't understand nature. All they understand is, when I say the word nature, when someone says the word nature, you think it means the society or what people have told you what's nature. Oh, it's in her nature, it's in his nature. And they've got special clinics for this psychology and whatever. BS. You only know, and respect to Jock Fresco, the absolute legend, Jock Fresco again. I know we're crossing up different topics here in this video, but Jock Fresco is an absolute legend. He's the wisest man I've ever known, one of them. when he said, you know, people are just products of their culture. If you were born in another environment, like the headhunters of the Amazon, then you would be a headhunter. Exactly. If you were born if you were born into the royal family, in the Queen's, you know, Buckingham Palace or whatever time of year back in the day, or you know what I mean, you would be living in that environment, and you would have different feelings of qualities of what. I'll give you a very good example. Have you ever seen the TV series, the old TV show, very old, The Secret Garden, where the girl, she come from another background, like a rich family, but they were like in India, and then they came to England, and she's living in this place. You know, and it's like they could, you know, different. So the background, that's what it is. Your environment. People seem to be products of this. People are products of what everybody else is. They just follow everybody else's language. They learn, you know, kids learn from the adults and how adults treat each other. And what your understanding of moral may be, from your understanding of moral may be just brainwashed, programmed into you, or it may be what you truly believe, but it's all what you've picked up from around you. You forget to feel your heart beating. Like they said in the Kung Fu again, like, you know, the TV show about the grasshopper by your feet. You know, he says, I hear the birds, I hear the water. You know, he says, do you hear the grasshopper that's at your feet? You think like this, it's going so deep that you feel nature. You know, someone could be standing beside you shouting so loud and you wouldn't hear a word he said, or someone could be sitting beside you speaking so quietly. You don't even hear yourself. You don't even see any reflections in nature. You don't even see what. You know, you might think I'm ranting now, but this is what it's really about. So this is why people are so at conflict. This is why it's so noisy. This is why nobody hears anybody anyway, and it's just an absolute mess. So you've got to be humble with yourself. You've got to start listening more to nature. Then silently cut through all this noise, and suddenly all the paths start to appear, like magical paths, like in some computer game, or like the Matrix. You just suddenly see the way. You find these pockets of emptiness, this space through all the noise and the hustle and bustle, until you find, and there's like a map just there for you, the world's there for you, and you can be this silent ninja type way. You know what I'm trying to say? But as long as you are focusing on all that other stuff, you can never focus. You can never see. You know, you're wasting your time, you're wasting the chance to get what you can get in life. I don't think people understand what I'm saying here, because I'm just speaking shit probably, right? But that's what I'll say there. There's a little video for you, okay? I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you've opened your mind more. I can't say I hope. I hope because positive people around me in the world influence my life, especially in society in some way. And I hope the world would be more positive, because I want to live in a more positive place. The world is what it is no matter what. If people live or die on the earth, it's still going to be the earth, you know? But I have to live with that, so I do hope in that respect. But I don't hope, wish, or you know, impose myself on people and say that this is how you should think or shouldn't think. I'm just saying that you're not getting a lot done because it's not challenges are in the way. It's like you're putting yourself in a position where challenges are in the way for you, unnecessary challenges. I'm saying, and it's because you know your focus is on the wrong. On shit rather than, and you're letting yourself be known, and you're giving yourself more pressure rather than just going straight for it, straight to the point and getting what you want. You know, you've got to keep yourself healthy, you know, and cut time down, and that way you can live a longer life and make the most of your life, I feel, right? That's a quick video there. So the best way to me then is again the ninja way, the ninjas, you know, that's the best way. Still, you don't let your enemy or let everybody know what you want to do, what you're going to do, what you plan to do. You just go and do it. You just go and do it. And if you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you don't want to be there, don't do it. There's people in the world who you can communicate with. You don't need to waste time with people, you know, giving you shit. It's not necessary. If it's not helping you, it's rubbish, and chuck it away, right? That's it. Don't hold on to it. The rubbish does not dictate if your hand holds it or not, right? And you're never going to be able to get anything else you want, you know, in life. So that's what I was saying. Go for it. Ninja, train different skills, tactics, mind, logic, you know. Thanks for watching. Stay on, stay safe. More videos to come. Take care of yourself and love life.